Happiness and pleasure, two of the most sought after feelings. And if you ask Google to define the two, you get pretty similar results. So how are they actually different? While pleasure is short-lived, happiness can last a lifetime. If pleasure relates to taking, happiness stems from giving. While the extremes of pleasure can lead to addiction, there is no such thing as too much happiness. In fact, science warns us of the dangers of seeking too much pleasure. When you have a pleasurable experience, dopamine is released in your brain and creates a momentary sensation of pleasure, naturally leaving you wanting more. So you engage in that activity again, but your body develops tolerance the more you seek that pleasure, which means that every time you take a hit, you'll need a larger and larger and larger and larger dose to get the same feeling of pleasure until eventually you'll feel numb. Nada, nothing. In this loop, you're unlikely to be content, but content is an outcome of happiness, not pleasure. So how can we find happiness? Ask someone that lined up overnight to get the latest iPhone if they're happier because of their purchase. Chances are they might be excited, but that dissipates as soon as the next best thing is released. As we learn in Pirkei Avot, Ezehu Ashir hasamech bechelko. Who is rich? One who is happy with what one has. It is not about what we can have, but what we do have. Our bodies are wired to support this, because the natural way dopamine is produced is via the reward circuit in the brain, meaning that each time a task is complete, our brain repays us with the release of dopamine. So rather than looking for pieces of pleasure, embrace inner joy, because while pleasure lives in the moment, happiness lasts a lifetime.